All right, calculus, here it is, day 4, video number 2. This is your last video for a few days. Maybe until next Monday. It's going to take me some time to write out the notes for chapter 6. I'm going to have to give you those notes via YouTube videos. That gives me some time to check in with SLU and a few other people to see how I'm going to start collecting some things, give you some assessments. Also gives you some time to catch up. Watch all these, write your notes out several times. Make sure that homework set number 2 is due. Everything that you need to know is on the interwebs. This weekend I might give you an update about due dates and whatnot. This is from an SIU final. All right, so this is the same thing as this. If you let u be natural log x, then in the denominator you would have 1 over u to the 1/2 or u to the negative 1/2. And when you take the derivative of natural log x, you get 1 over x dx, which is exactly what you have here, 1 over x dx. So this would be taken care of. That would be your u. We're all good. So again, you would have u to the negative 1/2. Notice I changed the bounds. If I want to keep this entirely in terms of u again and not have to resubstitute, plug natural log x back in for u. If my lower bound was e to the first, plug e to the first in for x. Natural log e to the first gives me a lower bound of 1. All right, plug in e to the fourth. Natural log e to the fourth gives me a new upper bound of 4. So keeping this in terms of u, lower bound 1, upper bound 4. Antiderivative 1 power up divided by 1/2 is like multiplying by 2. U to the 1/2 is the square root of u. Plug in 4, plug in 1. And this one is pretty easy. Again, that was from an SIU final, SIU Carbondale. Here's another one from an SIU final. All right, u is probably going to be the denominator. If I let u be the denominator, then the derivative of this, made a boo-boo, the derivative would be, so first off, derivative of cosine is negative sine. Then you have to take the derivative of 2x would be 2. I want to substitute something in for only sine 2x dx. So in order to get sine 2x dx, I would divide by negative 2 or multiply by negative 1/2. This would be negative 1/2 du. This would be your u. So you'd have a negative 1/2, 1 over u du. And then, we've seen a lot of these, the antiderivative of 1 over u is natural log. All right. Plus c, no bounds, so I don't got to plug it. I don't have to worry about any bounds. All right, just plug 1 plus cosine 2x. That's cosine 2x, not cosine squared. All right. All right, so I'm gonna let u be x plus 1, and then I let u be x plus 1, then the derivative of u is just this. But I need to plug something in for x. Uh-oh. Well, folks, if u equals x plus 1, I just need to know what x is. Simply subtract 1 from both sides. X would be u minus 1. So this can be u, and this can be what? U minus 1. No big deal. So I can write it like this now. It's going to be u minus 1 over u to the 1/2 du. Divide both u and a negative 1 by u to the 1/2. And that's what I get. 1 power up divided by the new power plus c. Well, what is u? U is x plus 1. So plug that back in for u. All right. That was the 30th example, believe it or not, that these videos cover. I have 2 more for you. And that will be it with section 5.5. I don't believe we would have done more questions in class. All right, if I do get to see you in class again, which I hope, we will do a few more of these. Okay, so I'm going to let u be 2 minus x. All right, and if I do let that happen, then du is negative dx. So dx would be negative du, but still the same problem. I need to plug something in there. Well, folks, if u equals 2 minus x, do a little switcheroo here. X would be 2 minus u. All right. Wrote it right there. So now this is 2 minus u. This is u. That is negative du. I'm going to write all that right there. Just do a little distribution. Okay. Here's what we got. Take the antiderivative. 1 power up divided by the new power. Plus c. And I just wrote these in opposite orders. That's a negative times a negative is positive. This will now be a negative. And here we go. And our last one has no bounds. Last one for section 5.5 again. The last video until this weekend when I'll start giving you some due dates. I'm going to let u be that denominator. X to the third plus 5. That means du is 3x squared dx. I want to plug something in for x squared dx. Divide both sides by 3 or multiply by a third. That means this top is 1/3 du. That's u. Antiderivative of 1 over u is a natural log. And plug that x to the third plus 5 back in for u. There we go. Note, folks, we've seen this a bunch. If at the bottom you have some f of x and the top is the derivative of that, which again, it could be like a third of the derivative or like a negative 1/2, you'll always have this. Okay, you'll always have this. You've seen that a bunch. Anyway, that's just something to note. End of section 5.5, 32 practice problems. Yes, we did it. We're going to start chapter 6 with the areas. I'm going to do areas for sure. We're going to then talk about integration by parts. Might get into volume. We'll see. I'll give you more a timetable on when things are due. Again, I hope to see you April the 14th. Let's hope. Stay inside. Stay safe. Go out for a run. Read. Rest. Take a nap. Do calculus. Folks, good luck out there. This is Yak Math Videos signing out.